There, everyone. Yes, we have Peanut again deciding to steal the show. I have drawn, I've taken out the Spirit Oracle cards today and I've just kind of spread them out, and I'm going to pick a couple of cards that I feel like they have important messages for specific people. So I'm going to draw these out and see what messages there are for you guys today that's important, all right? So there may be something very individual for you, and hopefully you get the message that you're meant to have. I'm just going to pick them until I feel like I have picked all the cards I'm meant to pick, and then we'll have a look at them. I feel like I need this one too. Okay. Just bear with me, please. Okay, I just want to see if there's anything else. This one that's hiding away is for somebody. Okay, I feel like that's it. They're all the ones that are hiding today. Okay, that actually looked like two separate cards to me, but this was so interesting because I actually thought I nearly picked a Kuan Yin card a couple of minutes ago. And yeah, I think this one card does talk about her. Alright, so let's start at the bottom of the deck. The first card that I picked, actually. The Artist. Alright, obviously artists or artistic endeavors are all about self-expression, but this is what I'm really picking up here. I'm picking up that somebody maybe has a artistic talent, maybe music, literally art, painting, drawing, whatever it is, maybe using their voice in whatever they do, but this is also something that's hereditary, or at least not hereditary, but passed down for a couple of generations. I'm also reminded that music and anything that is an artistic endeavor connects us to spirituality. It uses the part of your brain that connects you to that, and that creativity. I always say creativity is close to godliness. This is what connects us. All right. So I feel as if there's this is a calling to use that, to apply it, to connect it, and to help yourself to connect more to your higher self and connect spiritually through your artistic endeavors, your artistic talents. Okay. You are the infinite power of creation, an eternal artist. Create something beautiful today. Feel the stars shining. You are one with the universe and nature. Eternal light shines through you forever. All right. Next one. Sacred knowledge. I feel like there's sacred knowledge can automatically we can assume that this means things that can be learnt that are sacred, like old healing modalities, all of this kind of thing. But I feel as if this is literally almost like secret knowledge. Somebody that has something to tell you that's very important. that could even possibly be positive or happy news. Yeah, and I feel like this has got something to do with life cycles. Okay, I'm not sure what that means for you. Ancient and sacred knowledge is waiting within the heart of the earth, yearning to be discovered. Crystals hold the key. Connect energetically with the earth and her crystal realm. Healing, love, and abundance result. Okay, interesting. Please note that the meaning that I give you, or the intuitive message that I get from this side of the card, is obviously not necessarily what's coming up on the other side. Okay, divine will. I feel like this one is just okay. I thought it was going to be quite simple, but what I'm picking up on this card is that this is related to what we all want on a very, very deep level, on a very spiritual level in terms of our higher selves and what we all want as a collective for ourselves as a collective. You might not even have that in your conscious mind, but in the subconscious, this is something that we are all kind of moving towards, all wanting, and that is something that we need to bring into our consciousness and say, if we have to push everything aside in our physical 3D environment, our relationships, our grudges that we hold, things that we deem important right now, and we look at it only purely from the spiritual perspective of our higher selves, what is our divine will? What do we actually want for ourselves as a collective? What do we want for the world? What do we want for the collective consciousness? And I feel like that's something that we just have to ask ourselves. We don't have to burn our brains over it, but it's something to ask yourself. And again, that helps us to realize how connected we all are because we all have the same goal, even if we don't realize it on a conscious level. All right, so this one says here, your life is unfolding in accordance with the divine will of your soul. Trust. Let go of fear and apprehension. You are protected and eternally blessed. Have patience. All manifests in perfect timing. Okay, interesting. Next. Sorry, I'm cheating here. Message from afar. These cards are really similar. And I feel like they almost have the same kind of theme. It's like a subconscious message or a spiritual message. And when it says message from afar, it could literally be long distance or actually from spirit. Okay, somebody who's passed, or a message that you get about a new energy that's coming into your life, a new person, somebody from a previous experience. Message coming from afar. Expect positive and refreshing news, a great outcome for all. That's wonderful. Okay, next. Ancient knowledge. All right. I feel like this is talking about exploring different aspects of ourselves and exploring different aspects of maybe information or skills that we've learned or could learn from our predecessors that could be beneficial to us. All right, obviously, ancient knowledge gives a hint at that, but I feel as if there are what we maybe perceived in previous years as darker aspects of our family or darker aspects of our belief systems that we are now exploring, and we are realizing that they're not as dark as they seem, and these tools can actually be used for positive growth. And also, when I think about delving into our past, looking at darker aspects of ourselves, things that we didn't like to look at, or relationships that didn't work out and we kind of pushed that to the side. Now we are evolving to actually get to a point where we actually face those things and say, okay, I acknowledge you, I see you there. I'm not going to push you to the side anymore because you just keep coming back. I'm going to acknowledge you and say, okay, there, I see you, I acknowledge you, and now I release you. And I feel like that's very important in our growth. And just doing that with a few important things in your life can really move you in a different direction. Let's see what they say. There is a flame inside your heart, a light that stems from the dawn of time. Ancient love and ancient knowledge are being rekindled. Close your eyes and feel the love inside you. Allow it to flow into your life and watch all transform to light. Okay, very interesting and very similar. Soulmate. All right, while we're on the subject, I would like to discuss what my version of a soulmate is. My version of a soulmate is somebody who has traveled with you before. From a previous life, it's been a soul that's been with you before. A soulmate is not necessarily a romantic connection. They can be a romantic connection, but it's not your ultimate romantic connection. All right, so that's very important to know. We can have soulmates that come into our lives as romantic connections, but they're not necessarily the one, and they're not necessarily good for you. They can actually be karmic relationships where we need to sort out old, unfinished business. All right, so I need to put that out there because I feel like the definition of a soulmate is pretty warped in comparison to what it actually is, or at least what I have experienced in the years that I have done readings for people and done relationship readings and seen the dynamics around relationships. A soulmate has traveled with you before. They can be a friend, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a colleague. They don't always have to be a romantic connection, and if they are, it's not always positive. All right. I have a feeling this message of this card is a bit different, though. Okay. Love, partnership, magnetic attraction between two people, union. You discover a deeper sense of self through a relationship with another. Okay, there you have it. It actually does reiterate what I'm saying. We actually do exactly that. We get a deeper sense of ourselves and we get to know ourselves better through relationships with other people. Relationships are lessons. They're not here to fulfill us. That person's not here to complete us. They're here to complement us and maybe try and point out things where we need to have personal growth. And that's what we don't usually like about relationships. But relationships are lessons, and soulmates come in to teach us the lessons that we actually agreed to learn when we got here. And that is the hardest pill to swallow. All right, but that is very important. Our spiritual growth, that deeper sense of self, comes through a relationship with another person where they can show us things about ourselves. And we can embrace that and we can love that and we can love that about them. That some people can actually love us unconditionally despite our faults, and we can do the same for them. That is what a true love relationship is. All right. Second last one. Free will. I'm sorry about this glare, it's terrible. Free will. That saying comes straight into my head about we are free to choose, but we are not free of the consequences of our choices. I think that's very appropriate, and I feel like we need to be reminded sometimes. I see it a lot that there are energies around us that we cannot see, like angelic energies that respect our free will, but human beings aren't readily able to respect the free will of others, which I think is a real problem, and we really need to look at that. We're very easily you know, able to force our will on someone else or not respect someone else's free will. And I think that's something that needs to be looked at because it's like a mutual respect issue. And it can heal a lot of relationships if we actually learn to respect that. If we want it respected, we have to respect it in others. The answer to your question is no. Yet, remember that you have free will. You are free to make your own decisions. Just remember that you need to take responsibility for any choice you make. Meditate and see what your heart says. That's interesting. I hope that makes sense to somebody. And then we have Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is here to teach us compassion. Compassion for ourselves and compassion for others as well. This is very important. All right. And it's like, don't be so hard on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with other people too. We are all just here on this journey, trying to get by, trying to make it in the world, trying to learn the lessons. Some of them are really tough and nasty, okay? So have compassion for yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't expect miracles and beat yourself up if you're not getting it right all the time. And don't expect the same from others either. All right, especially in relationships that are romantic relationships and that kind of thing. We tend to place expectations on people, and we are only disappointed when the expectation we've placed on somebody is not reached, and that person might not even be aware of it. All right, so if you don't want to be disappointed in somebody, don't place expectations on them. Unless somebody has promised something or said they'll do something, don't expect it of them, because when you're disappointed, you have no one to blame but yourself. Okay, don't know who needed to hear that, but there we go. Okay, and this might be a completely different message. Enjoy the journey of life. Be not afraid of its mysteries. Take a chance and follow your heart, for you are being guided by an angel. If you've been wavering about proceeding with something that is dear to you, then this is your confirmation. Just do it. Okay. That was a bit of a longer reading than usual, guys. I hope that it helped some of you, and I wish you a lovely, lovely evening or day wherever you are. I'll chat to you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.